Hello, everybody. Welcome back to River Ave Radio. Hasn't been too long, but I'm Kyle, and that's Ryan as always. How you doing today,
I'm
Ryan?
doing well. It's been a busy week, I guess, in the MLB offseason for this one. But for the Yankees, still not too much action. But there's been a couple reports for us to talk about and some internal organizational shakeups. So I'm excited to get into it with you.
Yeah. Even though this has been probably the slowest offseason that I can remember in the last couple of years, and honestly the least interesting, at least to me, I think that there's been a lot of questions about like what are the Yankees doing as a whole? Like what is their plan? Do they want to win this year? Are they confident in winning this year? And we're going to look at a couple different things that they are doing and things that they more notably are not doing in order to kind of try to get a better idea of what the front office is thinking, because the front office never tells anybody what they're thinking, and maybe they don't even know what they're doing, but whatever. Let's start, obviously, with Cody Bellinger, because everybody's talking about him all the time. He's still unsigned. We're well into January at this point. Scott Boras' client, obviously, sometimes they take a while to sign. Like Blake Snell didn't sign until halfway through spring training that one year. But it seems like there's just a massive gap between what Boras and Bellinger want and what the Yankees, and seemingly only the Yankees, because it doesn't really seem like anyone's actively negotiating with him besides us, actually are willing to give him.
I don't understand why the Yankees seem to be bidding against themselves here, unless there's. I've heard reports of other teams being involved, but I haven't heard anything concrete about. I think we're the only ones with offers on the table, and I think our offers are more than fair. I think $30 million over 5 years, which is the running number that I've heard, is more than Cody Bellinger frankly deserves. And
I think that we're not really bidding against ourselves though, which is why this is taking so long. Because it seems like the Yankees are the only ones bidding at all, and they're just refusing to bid against themselves, which is why the gap is so massive. Like, what
right,
was the recent report? Like, he wants 7 years for like 40 million a
yeah,
year. Like, that's crazy
I think
shit,
it
man.
was like 36 to 37, but even that's ridiculous. Like that's close to judge money, and that's close to the AAV, not over the years in total value, but that's close to the AAV that Vlad gets. Like that's absurd. Cody Bellinger is a good player. That's great player money. Cody Bellinger was at one point a great player, but at any point he has shown that injuries can just completely derail him. We talked about this on the last episode. It was a minor shoulder injury that just kept compounding and compounding for him that led to the Dodgers non-tendering him in 2022. And again, he's a good player. I would have liked to have him back. He's just asking for way too much money. And unless
Yeah.
I don't think the Yankees should make another offer. I think their 5 year, $30 million AAV should be the highest, absolute highest that they should go for Cody Bellinger.
Yeah. And they really haven't been connected to any other people on the position player market besides recently Bo Bichette, which also just doesn't really make much sense. He's a shortstop by trade, but everyone's viewing him as a second baseman because he sucks so bad at playing defense. He has really serious lower body issues. His sprint speed has gone from excellent to horrific, and he's not even 30 yet. He missed a ton of time last year, even though he was good. I'm not claiming that he was bad, but he was bad in 2024 because of injuries, just not even remotely productive. He comes back this year is productive when he's healthy, but he was only healthy about like half the year fully. So you'd have to move McMahon, who you just traded for. Obviously, the McMahon contract and trade doesn't really make
That's the
much
thing.
sense in
No one's
hindsight.
taking that on at this point. You know,
So, but like, yeah, just because it doesn't make sense in hindsight doesn't mean that's not the reality of the situation
right?
now. Just because it seems stupid doesn't mean we can go back in time and take it off the books. Jazz clearly doesn't want to move. He likes playing second base. He's going into a contract year, so he has no incentive to try a new position and potentially hurt his own value. I just don't understand the links here between Cody Bellinger and Bo Bichette and the Yankees, especially considering they had the best offense in baseball last year. They don't need position players; they need pitching.
Yeah.
And if they were one more thing, if they were in on Kyle Tucker, I would understand it. This be like F the pitching. We're getting the super offense. Pitching be damned. We'll deal with that. But they really aren't interested in him. So who knows, man?
Okay. I know you disagree with me here. I think they're in on Kyle Tucker. I think they've maintained at least a dialogue with Kyle Tucker's agent. Cashman said that at some point, I think in late November or early December, that they had checked in. There were reports at some point that he was the backup plan to Cody Bellinger, which made no sense. But nonetheless, we're here. We're at the backup plan to Cody Bellinger stage. And then yesterday, Buster Olney reported that they have, as I just said, kept in contact with Kyle Tucker. They've made, and again, I don't think Kyle Tucker is that much of a market either. I think if the Blue Jays were this overwhelming favorite, like clearly they've established their willingness to spend, and so why don't they? I think the Blue Jays aren't inclined to offer Kyle Tucker the deal that he wants, and I think it's a prime opportunity for a team like the Yankees to swoop in and get him. And my mind,
I think that that's true.
my mind always goes back to this. This could mean nothing, and this is just me being delusional. But there was that executive poll that they did in, again, I think early December. No, not one MLB executive that they polled said that Cody Bellinger would be back on the Yankees. And when they asked where Kyle Tucker would land, it wasn't a majority, but the Yankees got the most yeses, more than the Dodgers. The Blue Jays only got a couple. It could happen. If Cody Bellinger is like if they've established that they're willing to spend that kind of money over a long period of time, it's probably easier to stomach. Maybe Kyle Tucker's only going to get a 7-year deal at $35 million average annual value.
That's not going to
Maybe.
happen.
Who knows? I don't know. Probably not. But
I mean, you could say maybe anything, like in the entire universe, but like that's just not realistic.
Who thought Cody Bellinger would be getting this much money? I mean, clearly.
Well, he's not. Nobody wants to pay him. He's just because he's asking for this absurd value doesn't mean he's going to get it. Like clearly, nobody in baseball is willing to budge on this
That's
offer.
what I'm
Like
saying.
the Yankees
So why
only one
is
even
it
close.
unrealistic that Kyle Tucker's market could also be coming down a little bit? They have.
I think it could be coming down a little bit, but they're not the same caliber of player here. Like the reports for Tucker were that the Blue Jays are offering like the most amount of money over the longest period of time, just not the highest AAV. And I think if his market is souring, especially with a lockout looming where guaranteed money is at a premium, like why would he go? Like the Yankees haven't shown this willingness to spend long term. Like giving Cody Bellinger a 6-year deal is way different than giving Kyle Tucker an 8-year deal. Because if he gets less than 8 years, unless it's like a 4-year, $50 million a year with opt-outs, I'd be just flabbergasted by that. That just wouldn't make any sense to me. There'd have to be some really weird stuff going on with markets in the lockout if that came to pass. But the Yankees haven't really shown that willingness to spend this offseason. Like, have they? I understand that they don't seem interested in signing any of these like high tier starting pitchers. Like they didn't really want Dylan Cease. They've never once been connected to Framber Valdez. But nothing in this indicates to me that they're going to be forking out a ton of money for Kyle Tucker, even though obviously I would love to have him. But that being said, I think we both agree that the real need for the Yankees right now is pitching.
Absolutely. Before we move on to pitching, though, should we discuss the IFA shakeup internally?
No, let's do that last.
Okay. All right, we'll circle back to that then. So, clearly the Yankees have established that they do not want to pay a starting pitcher. They are looking to trade for one. They were heavily connected to Edward Cabrera of the Marlins, who eventually got traded to the Cubs. Owen Casey was Casey?
one or the
was
other.
the return in that deal, and that is an offer that the Yankees probably just weren't. Not probably. They were never going to beat that. And that is sort of the problem that in lies with trading for a starting pitcher, which is the Yankees farm system is depleted right now. They've made a couple big trades in the last few years. They traded for Juan Soto. They emptied the farm at the deadline for 3 relievers and Ryan McMahon, and a lot of their former top prospects have either seen their stock go down, with Spencer Jones setting a new minor league record in strikeouts 2 years ago, or injuries. A lot of the pitchers have seen injuries in our minor league farm system, so the prospect pool is weak right now, and not for, you need depth, especially with the state of the major league rotation right now. So you can't go trading away everyone, and so as we discuss the trades going forward, I guess, Kyle, do you agree that this strategy of the Yankees doesn't really make sense?
I think that what their strategy indicates is that they really do believe in their prospect arms because as the rotation stands right now, especially in like the first month or two, like it's just not good. Like it's not even mid, it's genuinely
Yeah.
bad. Especially if one more person gets injured, like I don't even know what we're gonna do for the first couple months of the season.
Elmer
And
Rodriguez is our
if
sixth
nobody gets
starter.
injured in spring training, that'd be a miracle. Yeah, and he's probably gonna be the five coming out of
Yeah.
spring training. Like, can you remember a time where every single starter made it through
No.
spring training? Like, I can't. So this only makes sense if they really believe in the farm, and their farm is not awful by any means, but it's not highly
Yeah.
ranked. Like, ERC
It's just ER now.
and Lagrange.
Yeah. No.
Really?
It's
He's Elmer
yeah. No. It's
Rodriguez?
it's just Elmer Rodriguez.
Well, that's easier to say. But
The ERC
the
nickname is
Yankees
good though.
have shown the ability. Yeah, ER
No.
doesn't hit
Not at
nearly the
all.
same. But the Yankees have shown the ability to turn like lower level, not as highly ranked prospects into valuable major leaguers like Clark Schmidt. Obviously Will Warren, like people hate on him, but he has juice in the tank. Like his fastball is elite. He just needs to figure out everything else.
He also, I mean, he
But
made
I believe
all of
in
his
Will Warren.
starts, and that alone is
Yeah.
valuable.
So clearly the Yankees, even like on the offensive side, you have
Yeah.
like Ben Rice. Like Ben Rice wasn't a top
No,
100
never.
prospect, and he's a demon. So I do, and I believe in them. Like I do believe in these prospects who might not be in the top 100 on MLB Pipeline to have a strong impact on the major leagues. But that is a pretty big gamble. Like at any point their arms could explode, or they could just be
Yeah.
bad. Like Clark Schmidt took 3 years before I was comfortable having him on the mound in a
Right.
close game. So I don't know. It's obviously bad the situation we're in, and it only makes sense that we're here if Cashman believes in what we got, and I hope he's right.
Yeah, I hope so too. But I think they do want to remain involved on the pitching market, on the trade side. I think they're just waiting for those prices to come down a little bit. And
That's never gonna
yeah,
happen.
this is and like I hear people talking about Mackenzie Gore a lot, and number one, I think there's a lot of questions about his stuff that we can discuss. But I think for now, it's just we're talking about like pitching prices. Like he's a 3 starter with upside of 2 or even ace potential, right? But he's a 3 starter right now, and in our rotation, by the time Cole and Rodon and everyone comes back, he's probably going to be a 4 or 5. The Nationals are asking for ace prices, like, and so him and Freddie Peralta are probably priced pretty similarly. And so I think at that point, it just kind of goes to show that the market is just completely out of control right now.
I would say that Peralta's probably cheaper just because he's on a 1 year deal and Mackenzie Gore has some more control. But Edward Cabrera has never thrown more than like 130 innings in a season. and he got like the 50th ranked prospect. So like if you want Mackenzie Gore, you have to give up George Lombard
Yeah.
Jr. Like the rest of the Yankees farm system just does not have enough juice to
Hmm.
get that done. And like maybe if the Nats really liked some of your other prospects, they would go for a different
Yeah.
package. But other teams have more juice in the tank if they want those two guys and can beat the Yankees out. But even so, like the Yankees just don't seem to be interested in trading like that. And it's gonna be risky. I'm feeling not good going into the year because of this, and I don't think pitching prices will come down. Like the market has been set where it is, and it seems to me like the teams that need pitching need it more than the rebuilding teams or
Yeah.
like the mid teams that have the pitching actually want to give
Right.
them up. Like the Brewers really need Freddie
Hmm.
Peralta. Like he's by far the best pitcher on their staff. You could say he's the best player on their staff in the entire team.
Yeah.
So I don't even they have no reason to trade him unless they get a massive haul, and he's a rental, so you'd obviously be overpaying basically no
Hmm.
matter what. Mackenzie Gore has ace potential, but at some points during the season looked useless. Like we had a friend in our fantasy league who rostered him, and oh my god, like I had Jesus Luzardo on my team, and he was the standard for blowing up and ruining your fantasy week by putting up like minus 30 points. And Gore was rivaling him at the end of the year for
Definitely.
worst pitching performances of
In
the
like
season.
August.
So
But here's the thing. Mackenzie Gore, I understand. I understand the upside, right? He misses bats really well. He's in all of baseball. He's 13th in whiff percentage, 15th in out of zone swing and miss percentage, 14th in zone swing and miss percentage, and 15th in overall K percentage. So you're getting a top 20 strikeout pitcher if you trade for Mackenzie Gore right off the bat. And his changeup is very similar to 2024 Max Fried's changeup, which the Yankees improved upon a lot. His stuff plus, I believe, went from 93 to 104. I don't have it right on hand, but I know his 2024 stuff plus was a 93, and it was above 100 when he came to the Yankees. So the Yankees are well known for developing changeups, which is why I really wanted them to get Edward Cabrera. But I digress. So I understand the desire there, but the objective fact is him falling apart in the second half is not like a once or twice thing. He's done that. He's got a short MLB career, but he's done it every single year. And this is someone we're just going to need to take to do innings. And the AL East is going to be tough this year. And the Blue Jays rotation is deep and the Red Sox rotation is deep. I know they just lost Bregman, but that rotation is still pretty dirty. And we need a good rotation. And I just his batted ball data is fine. It's so. Like he is below average hard hit barrel percentage and ground ball rates. It's just the stuff plus numbers aren't really there. I don't know. I think he's someone that could be improved upon, but again, he's a project, and you have to pay what you would have to pay for an established pitcher for him. So I think if they're going to trade for someone, they should just go out and trade for an established starter or someone who shows a little bit more consistency. I think if you're trading for someone like Sandy, he was coming back from injury and he even showed flashes of who he could be throughout the year. And I think he was limited by his pitch location. We talk about a little bit more about that later. But Mackenzie Gore, like I said, every single year has fallen apart completely in the second half, and it's two completely different pitchers. And so, I think that's an issue that can't be overlooked, personally.
yeah, it's not great. We also have on the list Hunter Green just because at the beginning of the offseason it was mentioned that the Reds were shopping him. We cannot
No,
afford him. I don't even think you like Lombard. It had to be like Lombard and Ben Rice, like, and that's never gonna
no,
happen. I don't think that would even help either of our
me neither.
teams. Sandy is an intriguing option. If you want to get into like his specifics, you can do that in one
Hmm.
second. But I just want to like preface it by saying I don't really understand why the Marlins would trade him. I was kind of under the assumption that it would either be it would be Sandy or Edward Cabrera, not
Right.
both of them. Because they have a lot of good pitching prospects, but who is their number one starter with Cabrera gone? It's like Ryan
Yuri
Weathers. He threw like 5 innings last year.
Yuri Perez.
Oh yeah, Yuri. I can't believe I forgot about him. But even so, like Yuri's coming off Tommy
Right.
John surgery. Like he's awesome, but he's unproven. You have no idea what you're gonna get out of him in a full season. So I don't understand why they would trade Sandy, especially because they do actually kind of seem committed to winning right now. Like Peter Bendix, the president of baseball operations down there, seems like he actually wants to win, and not like Marlins teams of
Right.
10, 15, 20 years ago. So I don't know. I think it's worth getting into it a little bit just because Sandy would be a great addition despite his horrific numbers last year. So tell me a little bit more about the specifics of him, even if we don't really think he's going to get traded.
Yeah, so I do agree that he probably won't get traded, but I think there is still a chance. I think the Marlins are looking to upgrade their position player side, and I think with Cassie they kind of already upgraded their outfield, but I think Spencer Jones is kind of the archetype that they love in an outfield. Stowers, Cassie, they were all like high elite batted ball data, terrible contact rates kind of guys. And the Marlins made it work with Stowers. Hopefully they'll make it work with Cassie. And I apparently they were a Spencer Jones away from Sandy at the trade deadline. I would assume that would be what it has to happen. Hopefully they can make that work down in Miami. Besides the point. So
Moving on, I think we should just go right into the IFA
hold on,
stuff. I think that we were connected
real fast.
to Nico Horner.
I just
Yeah.
want to Sandy. I just want to talk about the pitch shape real fast.
Oh,
His
yeah.
curveball stuff plus was 119. That's the second best curveball in baseball, behind Framber Valdez at 128 and ahead of Skeens and Scooble at 118 and 117. Here's the thing.
And he throws a
Yeah, and he
100.
throws 100. Here's the thing. He's throwing it in the center of the zone. And I think it could be an arm angle problem. His average curveball arm angle was 33 degrees with like 6 inches of extension. And a lot of the other really good curveball pitchers have really high arm angles, like above 50 plus. So I think if the Yankees got him in here and changed his release point, changed his extension a little bit, changed the arm angle, that curveball could legitimately be one of the deadliest pitches in baseball. And I think the rest of it coming off of it, a lot of his other issues were coming off of Tommy John. I think his fastball was still good. His other pitches were still good. I think if they work on that curveball, because if you go look on the Baseball Savant heat chart, it's like right in the middle of the zone, and the average is like
It's not where you
down
want to
and
throw
away.
it.
So if they can even get it just to MLB average, that pitch is going to be disgusting because it already is. It's 119 stuff plus. That's a disgusting pitch. And if they can get Sandy in the lab, I am more open to that now than I ever have been after doing research for this episode. But I do think we should move on and talk about the IFA stuff because Nico Horner just doesn't make sense. I think they should just go out and get him and sign him next year in free agency and put him at shortstop or second if they don't retain Jazz. But this year they seem
Extend Volpe.
committed to Volpe,
Extend
so
Volpe right now.
it's not even worth talking about it. Um, yeah.
So the international free agent stuff is basically that the Yankees have fired their director of international scouting, who's been here for a really long time. And just as an exercise in why they might be doing this, can you tell me how many Yankees top prospects are international free agents right now? In the top 20, let's say. How many out of the top 20?
I'm gonna say like 5.
Let's say I'm gonna narrow it down actually. I'm gonna say international free agents that the Yankees signed originally. So I'm excluding trades with other
Okay.
organizations.
Uh, 4, 3.
The answer, I believe, is two. There's Carlos Lagrange or Lagrange. I'll figure that out eventually. Elmer Rodriguez is
Yep.
from the Red Sox, so I'm not counting him. So that's numbers 2 and 3, pretty good prospects. Then you skip down to number 20, and you get Roderick Arias, who the Yankees signed for $4 million in
And he's like
2022.
falling
He's
down the prospect chart list.
Yeah, he's gone from number 5, I think he peaked at, to number 20 because he's an A ball and he has a
Yeah.
700 OPS.
Mm-hmm.
He sucks. It's genuinely over for him. If he makes the major leagues, it's
Yeah.
genuinely a miracle. In the top 30, you have a couple randos in like the 21 to 30 range, but I'm going to just go through like the people we're giving millions of dollars to here. 2025, Manny Cedeno.
No.
Have you ever heard of him? No, obviously. 2024, Francisco Villorio. We gave him 1.75 million. Not didn't produce hasn't produced anything yet. 2020 we get 2023 Brando Maia. I've heard of all these people, but obviously has not done anything yet. Gave him 4.3 million dollars. 2022 we got Roger Arias, who we just mentioned, sucks. 2021 Hans Montero, we gave him 1.7 million. I've never heard of him.
Where's he from?
Going back. He's from the Dominican. But it doesn't matter. 2019 was Jason Dominguez. We gave him a record signing 5 million. He obviously has some juice in the tank, but has not lived up to his expectations. I could do this for the next hour.
Yeah, this is literally
2018,
just like the
Alexander
top
Vargas.
from every list. There's so much money.
Everson Pereira, 2017. We're spending about six
Dude,
to eight
I'm
million
sorry.
dollars a year.
$1.5 million for Everson Pereira is a fireable offense in and of itself. That's terrible.
Signing international free agents is a crapshoot. Like, you're giving a kid who's 16 years old millions of dollars for playing baseball 6 years
Right.
down the line and hopefully being good. Like, it's really hard. But if you have arguably zero hits in your entire tenure, besides Robinson Cano, who's been retired because he used steroids the whole time for like 5 years, you suck at your
Yeah.
job, respectfully. And the Yankees rightfully have fired
And his
him.
assistant.
But and his assistant, yeah, clearly his assistant wasn't doing
Yeah.
much good for him. But what this means is that the entire 2026 class is now off the board. The Yankees were projected to get the top free agent, top international free agent. They were going to give him a crap load of money, and now they're not going to get anybody, which in the short term is bad, probably. Like, you never know. Maybe this guy was the next Babe Ruth. But honestly, I'm just happy to be
Yeah.
done with this dude.
I agree. I I'm happy they fired him. I'm happy that they are serious about shaking things up because I feel like a lot of the Yankees' problems have been their inability to or their unwillingness to adapt, I guess. And this is a good sign. And them canceling all their pre-agreements, like you said, is obviously not good for the short term, especially in a year when they're trying to trade. I think they should, replenishing the bottom of the prospect pool as you're trading from the top is probably a good idea. But again, I just am confused by their off-season strategy this year in general, so I'm not going to spend too much time trying to make sense of it. They clearly have their plans, and I think I'm just happy to be, like you said, I'm happy to be done with this. Like, your one hit in 10 years being Jason Dominguez, who is questionable. I mean, he's not a good defender. He's not good from the right side, and
He's in
yeah,
potential hit right now. He's
yeah,
definitely not a hit. If his career continued along the exact trajectory it is right
yeah,
now, it's a
absolutely,
miss.
and especially for the money that they gave him, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they do next. I think it's interesting timing, especially with the free agent window coming up now, and they were projected to get Wandy Asijan. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Yeah,
ASIGEN.
and yeah, I'm
Now the Mets are going to get him.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. I'm not sweating losing that. I like you said, he's 16. You have no idea if he's going to be productive, and he's almost certainly not going to be productive in the time that Judge is here. And frankly, that's just not what I care about right now. So, whatever. It's unfortunate, but I'm not going to remember this in a year's time when.
It is interesting to me that they fired him without actually having a
Yeah.
replacement, though, because right now there's just nobody at the helm of the ship, which kind of seems like a mistake to me. Like, I don't really understand why you would get rid of him if you didn't have a backup
Mhm.
plan in mind. They are just entirely punting on this prospect class, and international money isn't like just cash in the bank. Like, if you don't spend it, it doesn't roll over. You're not getting any of that
Yeah.
stuff back, so you really gain nothing. You gain nothing by hoarding it on a year-to-year basis. But I do doubt that this will be massively impactful in a negative way in the next couple of years. These guys would not have, as you said, not really have an impact on the major league roster for the next
Mhm.
5 years unless they get immediately traded, which doesn't usually happen because again, like these guys are like when they come up to get traded, like they're 17 years old. Like the organizations would much rather take a
Yeah.
sure bet, even if the sure bet ceiling is mid. But I would love to have our own like Fernando Tatis. I'm sure all 29 other teams would
Yeah.
say that, but
Well,
would be
he was
cool.
drafted by the White Sox.
Yeah. But again, like this is why you like you these people
Yeah.
are crapshoots. Like you think that people give shit to the White Sox for trading that. Like obviously in hindsight, atrocious trade. But like, come
That
on.
I mean, it could have went the other way just as easily. It could have been
Yeah.
equally bad or good for. I don't know. It's like you said. It's a total crapshoot. Especially baseball is hard to predict when you're signing real free agents. Not for nothing, the Yankees traded for the most effective closer in the last 5 years, and he blew how many games this year? Like, it's just
Hundreds.
it's signing current MLB players is a total crapshoot. Signing 16-year-olds from all over the world is unreal. And
Yeah.
it's fine to lose out on a year in the grand scheme of things. It's unfortunate, but I think I don't know if something happened or if they were just like, we're done. We can't do this again. We thought we could. We can't. Maybe did they lose Wandy first or did they fire him? Maybe that was it.
I think they
Oh,
fired
okay.
him
Well,
first.
maybe they just saw how that was going and they were like, no, we're done. We're out. And because clearly it was
Yeah.
an abrupt thing, and all of a sudden canceling all the pre-agreements, like there must have been a serious. They must have discovered a serious organizational flaw with the way he was doing things, which clearly should have been found sooner. But or maybe
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe Hal is looking for ways to cut budget, right? Not for nothing. This is millions upon millions of dollars down the drain. I would be pissed if I was Hal Steinbrenner. Like, where's my money going? And people say this all the time. I'm putting, not for nothing, people complain about Hal Steinbrenner. I complain about Hal Steinbrenner. I get it. He puts out a top payroll every single year with nothing to show for it. If I'm Hal
Yeah.
Steinbrenner, at some point I'm turning around to Brian Cashman saying, where the hell is all my money going? $300 million
I
every
don't
year,
know.
and it's produced nothing.
I think that to kind of wrap this all up, and why we're talking about these two things in the same episode, it speaks to the larger point of what are the Yankees doing, and the answer is we have no clue. They look like they're trying to lower payroll, like maybe that's why this international free agent thing's going on, not to lower payroll, but to lower
But then,
overall
but then,
costs.
like the offer that they have on the table for Cody Bellinger right now is going to bring their payroll to $315 million. That's within $5 million of what they finished with last year, and they're most certainly going to add more than that over the course of the season. So, like, I don't even buy that. It's just like it doesn't make any sense what they're trying to do.
So yeah, so maybe that's not what they're doing, so we really
I
have no
think,
idea.
I think they just
All
don't.
these trades, free
I
agency
think they
doesn't
just
make
don't like the
sense.
players on the market right now. I said this before. I think that's the problem.
if you can not like the players on the market all you want, but you're not
Yeah,
gonna win with the players you
you
have.
got to do
So
something.
it's not like are you really expecting like some bum
Yeah,
from like the bottom of your prospect class to be the depth pieces
Caleb
here?
Ort.
Like obviously you're paying him less, but whatever, man. Like we didn't even talk about the bullpen today. Like
The bullpen's fine.
this season could really be
Like
disastrous. Is
I
it
think I
though?
think
Like
it's
I don't.
fine. I think they have a closer in David Bednar. They have an eighth inning guy in Camilo Doval. Fernando Cruz is a serviceable seventh inning guy, and I like the depth pieces that they picked up. I like Winquest out of the Rule 5 draft. I like Caleb Ort. I mean, it's been said he's got a walk issue, a home run problem. He gave up a nuke to Trent Grisham to, I think it was the go-ahead run. Thank you. Um,
But they can't
no,
pitch
yeah,
every day. Like what happens if Fernando Cruz and David Bednar pitch 2 days in a row? Who's pitching your eighth inning? It's like you got Tim Hill and Camilo Doval going
yeah,
8 and 9. Like let's say Will Warren goes 5 innings. Who the fuck are you gonna throw in
yeah.
those middle innings right now?
They
Like
listen. I agree. They need one more person, but I think
one
the
more.
bullpen is the least. O- Offense is most secure. Bullpen is second most secure. Starters is least. Because
Yeah.
you're banking on Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and Clark Schmidt not to have any setbacks in their injuries. Who knows? I mean, not for nothing. Shane
Yeah.
McClanahan hasn't pitched in a billion years, however long it's been, and he just
Yeah.
keeps having setbacks and setbacks. It can happen.
It can happen. I hope that they do something before our next episode. It'd be
Yeah,
really great to have an
we can
episode
talk about
where we're
something.
like, "Oh my god. Oh my
We
god."
haven't had a truly
Uh
positive episode of River Ave Radio yet.
it's not like this episode isn't even like
No,
truly negative. It's
it's
just like
neutral.
what is
It's
what is
neutral.
happening? Like I don't
I want to have a
I would
positive
love to have
episode.
something fun to talk about. I would love to have us saying, "Oh my god, like I'm really excited now about the 2026 Yankees," but maybe we'll
Did you
get there
see
one day.
the warmonger tweet about batters that were most and least or most helped and most screwed over
Yeah,
by
yeah.
fielders?
Volpe and Ben Rice were the most screwed over by bad by sorry, good fielding in the league, so
Did
we're
you see
winning it all next
who
year.
was most helped?
Anyway, I'm not. I did see, but I'm not gonna say it for the group because it
No, it
doesn't fit
doesn't.
my narrative. This has been River Ave Radio. It's always a pleasure. We're gonna be trying to pump out some short form content coming up. Some of it will be scripted, some of it will be clips from this. So make sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Same handle and everything. It's good to talk to you again. Hopefully next time we talk to you, it'll be with some positive news. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We don't get any comments, so if you comment, we
And
will
we
read it.
will like it and maybe even respond. We'll probably respond. We're
We'll probably respond, especially if
Yeah.
it's stupid.
or if it's smart. Hit one
No, if it's smart, we block
hit
you.
one of the two ends of the spectrum and you'll get some attention.
All right, we'll be seeing you later.
Bye.